Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, salutations to the men that's out here pushing this truth. Shalom to the elect. Just finna get into this quick video. Alright. Basically, referring to the Isaiah 65th chapter when it says, "My servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry." I was reading on First Kings 17th chapter. I was watching the brother Saints of Jersey too, his video, and it slipped in my mind how I got to First Kings the 17th chapter. But I'm here and I was just reading. I read the whole chapter, and it's like I wanted to do a video on the first couple verses. All right, because this is about to happen. All right. Famine, all right, is about to happen, all right, and what the servants of Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to eat, while in the midst of everybody else, they're not going to eat, they're going to be out here dying, all right. So Lord willing, the Spirit, guides me in this video. This First Kings 17 and verse 1, and Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, as the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. All right, so Elijah right here, he's saying what? That there's gonna be no rain, all right, and there's gonna be no dew. All right, and the dew, is you wake up in the morning, you see a little wetness on the grass, all right. That's dew, all right. Mist, all right. It says, and what now we're telling what? I'm gonna get this real quick. Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right. And we're prophesying just like, Elijah right here, he was prophesying of what? Famine. All right. Now we're prophesying of famine here in Babylon the Great, aka America too. All right. And you see what's going on in this world right now. All right. America, basically we're in World War III. All right. America made, Iran shut down, the Strait of Hormuz, all right, for strictly just for America and Israel, which is going to cause, because what that, the Strait of Hormuz, America gets oil from there, all right, and oil is lacking, all right. Goods can't really be supplied, all right. They can't really be moved around like that, all right. These trucks, the trucks that you see on the highway, are the semi trucks. All right, they can't move the things that they got to, or they can, but it's gonna be more costly, which that means if the trucks, which means if that's more costly, that means we gotta pay more for the food. All right. So see, hey, and shit's already expensive now, So shit's about to get more and more expensive, all right? Which is gonna lead to what? Because hey, niggas out here is not making, good money. All right. Niggas is barely making it. And you got niggas out here. A lot of people out here just barely making it, So imagine if shit just go up, Niggas is not gonna be making it. All right. So again, 1 Kings 17 and verse 2, and the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence and turn thee eastward and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So see, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's in control of everything. All right. So in the midst of the famine, all right, in the midst of what's about to come to pass, hey, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's gonna command, certain animals, to feed us. All right. He's gonna command the ravens to feed us. All right, birds, to feed us. All right. It's gonna happen to us. All right. Because what? We serve Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. And see, hey, niggas in this world, this is something they can't fathom. They see an animal or a bird, whatever. They see, animals, and they think that they got a mind of their own, in which they do, but Yahweh Shem Shai, he can tell them, to hey, do this, do this for my servant right there, The world can't fathom this, but us, in the know, and in this truth, hey, we can't fathom that. We believe it because hey, it's written in the scriptures, So this is what's going to be happening to us, all right? It's going to be crazy out here, all right? Hey, famine's about to happen. All right, best believe that famine is about to happen. All right, it's going to be niggas is going to be out here not eating. All right? Let's get that real quick. I'm going to get in a second of this 15. Second Ezra 15 and verse, let me see. Matter of fact, let me see 6. What does 6 say? Or Salakia. Is it 6 or 5? Okay. Sure, I can start 22. Here, I can start 22. Second Ezra 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And see, these scriptures is popping off the pages more and more. We're seeing that what? Because hey, you got right now the Strait of Hormuz, all right, it's being closed down for America and Israel, all right. So therefore, things is gonna be lacking. You're gonna have to pay more for food because oil is, at a what's the word? They gotta basically ration, So therefore, things is not gonna be coming in, as much, So watch, hey, shit here in America, the distribution centers, all right. It's gonna be what? It's gonna be it's not gonna be as full, all right, and it hasn't been as full, And but now it's gonna show that what? Hey, prophecy is just overtaken, all right. Verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And why are friends gonna fight like enemies? Because of the lack of bread. All right, because of the lack of bread. See, when niggas get hungry, all right, especially here in America, Babylon the Great, because what? Babylon, aka America, teaches you, fast food. All right, they teach you instant cooked noodles and shit. 30 second, rice. So these people, and majority of these people, they don't, they don't fast. They don't, they they eat, fast food, you know. So when this shit happen and they can't eat for a day or two, 3 days, all right, 4 days, what? They're gonna bug out and start, hey, they're gonna start looking around, They're gonna come to, each other's houses, breaking down each other's doors, all right? So-called best friends, all right? They're gonna be fighting each other, killing each other, all right? Because what? They're gonna be like, oh, I need to feed my family, I need to feed myself. This is what's about to come, see? So yeah, that was it on that. Let me see something else though. Second Ezra 15 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and the great mournings, the beginning of famine. All right, and see, we're at the beginning of famine. It says, in great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. So see, this is what's about to come here upon Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. So Ezra, he, received a vision, all right, of these times that we're in now, all right, or the times that we're approaching into, all right, when it's just all totally bad, all right. That's what he's receiving a vision of, when everything is a famine, all right, niggas dying on a mass scale. That's what he's receiving a vision of. All right. That's why he's like, hey, woe is me, woe is me. Who's gonna deliver me in those days? All right. That's how bad. Hey, and Ezra, I believe like 8 chapters before this, 2nd or 16, it is told that he's a man of the Lord, that he's of the elect. But he still's like, hey, oh shit. That's how bad it's about to get out here. That's why the scripture say what? A time like never before. Time like never before. I hope I'm I'm gonna be delivered. I hope whoever is sincerely watching and listening is gonna be delivered too. Because hey, we're gonna need Yahweh Shem Shai in these times, all right? Just like Elijah, all right? Let's get back to that. 1 Kings 17 and verse 4. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. All right. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening. And he drank of the brook. All right. So see. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. All right, so see, he was being fed by the ravens, morning and evening. All right. And I perceive it as, he ate in the morning time, and then the evening time, and then I'm not gonna say I perceive it, but that's what the scriptures say. Then he basically did a fast until the next morning, all right, which would be something like a intermittent fast, So hey, just because that little hunger pain comes through, or I'm not even gonna say hunger, but the flesh just wants something to chew on, whatever, don't mean we're hungry, Hey, the Lord, he's watching over, he's watching over our souls, all right? He's watching everything that we're going through. And he Yeah, let me get this real quick. Psalms 23 and verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. All right, and you go into this word want real quick. Hebrew word hashar. All right, which means to lack, be without, decrease, be lacking, have a need. So see, the Lord is our overseer. He's overseeing everything in our lives. All right. So hey, when we need something, he's gonna give it. All right. When we don't need it, he's not gonna give it just because our flesh wants it. But 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 best believe when Yahweh Shem Shah sees that we need it, he's gonna give it. All right. So again, 1 Kings 17 and verse 7. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. All right. Now I looked up this word commanded. It says, I'm gonna get this the 8th one. It says to command, appoint, ordain of divine act. So see, it's gonna be, hey, the Lord is gonna, in these times to come that we're coming into, shit's just gonna be happening, and it's gonna be of Yahweh Shemal Shah. All right. So again, verse 10. So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat of it, that we may eat it and die. And Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemal Shah, for thus said the Lord, Yahweh, God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And see, that's cold, So see, hey, a cruse of oil is basically a thing, which hold a cruse, is like basically what holds the oil, It's not maybe like a water bottle, maybe a little bit bigger, So hey, he was saying, hey, like until this famine ends, that oil's not gonna run out, And see, that's what we gotta believe in. All right. Yahweh Shemal Shah, he's not gonna forsake us. All right. He's gonna, while these niggas not eating, we're gonna eat. All right. It's gonna be constant supply. It's gonna, the power of Yahweh Shemal Shah, he's gonna supply us constantly. All right. And we gotta believe it. All right. And she went, verse 15. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he in her house did eat many days, and the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord which he spake by Elijah. So see, man, that's cold. This is what's gonna be happening, all right, for the servants of Yahweh Shemal Shah. All right. So I'm gonna end it off on here. Isaiah 65 and verse 13. Therefore, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemal Shah, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So see, the servants of Yahweh Shemal Shah, we're gonna eat. But these niggas out here, they not gonna eat. They gonna, They might find a piece of little bread on the floor. They're gonna eat it and still not be satisfied. All right. While we find a piece of bread, hey, we gonna be satisfied. We gonna be straight. You know, we're gonna be full. You know, or somehow, or not somehow, the Lord's gonna, constantly supply us with that piece of bread. And see, I see 144. My first time just looking up at the clock, I'm seeing 144, and not even on my phone. I'm looking at the computer. So this is what's gonna happen for you. The 7th Sea out by Shem Shah. All right, because hey, we coming into some hard times. All right, but the Lord got us. All right. So that was pretty much it. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace, citation, 7 minutes, every person is true. Shalom, select, shalom.